Yes, food really can kill dozens of people at once. On January 15, 1919, a steel tank in Boston split open and dumped 2.3 million gallons of molasses into the street. The sticky brown wave rolled about 35 miles an hour and killed 21 people. It was sweet, it was slow-looking, and it was a monster. Today, 3 times a snack turned into a weapon, molasses that drowned a neighborhood, chocolate built to explode, and a river of beer that flattened a slum. Welcome to Food for Thought. Start in Boston's North End. The tank stood 50 feet tall on Commercial Street. United States Industrial Alcohol built it in 1915 to turn molasses into alcohol for booze and for bombs. They filled it fast and built it cheap. On that January afternoon, the rivets popped out like machine gun fire. A wall of molasses up to 25 feet high tore through the streets. It crushed houses, shoved the Engine 31 firehouse off its foundation, and bent the steel beams of the elevated railway. 21 people died, and about 150 were hurt. Then came the reckoning. More than 100 lawsuits piled up. It took a 6-year investigation, 3,000 witnesses, and 45,000 pages of testimony before a judge blamed the company for a tank too weak to hold what was inside. They paid out about $628,000 in damages. And locals swore that for decades, on hot days, the North End still smelled like molasses. Now a plot so strange it sounds made up. In 1943, British intelligence learned the Nazis had built a chocolate bar that was really a bomb. It was wrapped in black foil with gold letters, sold under the fake name Peter's Chocolate. Under the real layer of chocolate sat a thin sheet of steel packed with explosive. Break off a piece, pull a hidden strip of canvas, and you had 7 seconds before it blew. The target was Winston Churchill, who was famous for his sweet tooth. The plan was to slip the bars onto the table of the War Cabinet. On May 4, 1943, MI5 spy master Lord Victor Rothschild wrote to an artist named Lawrence Fish and asked him to paint warning pictures of the deadly bar. That letter stayed hidden until Fish died in 2009, and his wife found it while sorting his things. Last stop, London, and the deadliest drink in history. On October 17, 1814, a giant wooden vat at the Horseshoe Brewery burst on Tottenham Court Road. It was full of fermenting porter, and it belonged to Mew & Company. When it gave way, it knocked over other vats and sent about 320,000 gallons of beer smashing into the street. The flood slammed into the St. Giles slum, a packed maze of cheap rooms. 8 people drowned or were crushed, and 5 of them were at a wake, mourning a 2-year-old boy. One victim, Hannah Banfield, was just 4 years old. A court ruled the whole thing an act of God, so the brewery never paid a penny. The beer was simply gone, soaked into the poorest streets in the city. So can food kill dozens at once? Ask Boston, buried under molasses. Ask Churchill, nearly blown up by a candy bar. Ask St. Giles, drowned in beer. None of it was poison. It was sugar, cocoa, and hops that got